Welcome, everyone, to this 2K Sports broadcast live in Milwaukee at the sold-out Bradley Center. It's what you've been waiting for. 2K Sports and the NBA present our Wednesday afternoon affair. So the Bucks win the tip. Let's check out Chicago's starting lineup. They've got Griffin. Jimmy Butler is out there with Curry. Then it's LeBron James. And it's Noah in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Now, here is Knight, and he gets it to go.
Well, some weak defensive coverage there, and I'm pretty sure they didn't plan on starting this game out like that, giving such easy access to the rim. Brandon Knight spent 1 season in Kentucky, now in his 4th season in the NBA. Still young and a hard worker. Fearless on the court. I think a lot of upside still there for him.
And here is Mayo after the three-pointer from Stephen Curry. Kicks to Knight. Ilyasova is screen on Curry. Shot clock at 6. Ilyasova can't hit. Here's Chicago. From deep, James, and he gets the bucket.
There's a chance he could have a big game if they don't D him up more tightly on the perimeter.
Here in the first, a little over a minute played so far. Knight, that's a two-pointer. Joakim Noah grabs the miss. Chicago's gone 2 of 2 from three-point range here in the first quarter. And James throws it down.
Taking it to the rack with power right there.
And hammering down with the two-handed slam.
Well, they already had him staggered, and now all of a sudden they're throwing some haymakers.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've had a number of empty ones, a long time without a basket.
They gotta find something, you're right. Bulls have gotten their first 3 shots to go in for them to start off this game. And that one's good by Butler.
4 makes on 4 tries. Everything's falling early. 100% can't do better than that.
Curry against Knight. And good. Got the friendly bounce off the right side of the rim.
Well, he's been working hard to get good looks, and it's paying off for him early.
Curry with it. And it's Knight picking him up.
4 or 5 to start the game. That's their first miss. You know, the Bulls' offense was not that great last year. As a matter of fact, they struggled to score. But when they did get to 100 points, they were one of the best teams in the league.
Well, as you said with the Bulls, a 22-2 record last season when they got to 100 points.
Well, it's a perfect example of how dominant their defense is. I mean, if they got to 100, they knew they could count on their D every single night. But getting to 100 was the problem. They did not score very easily.
The first free throw is good.
You know, last year the Bucks knew that to make the playoffs would be a real stretch. Strange, kind of, when you consider the year before, 2013, they had gotten to the playoffs, but it just goes to show you things change quickly in the NBA.
Now here's Curry, shoots the 3. Rebound by Parker. Right side, Mayo. He kicks to Knight. Fires the 3. And it's LeBron James with the rebound. Now, as you guys are talking about, the winds of change can stir things up in a hurry in the NBA. And the Bucks are hoping things can change for the better, Steve, just as fast.
Well, luckily, with the pick they got and the changes they made, I mean, they're in a much better position this year. The postseason's still probably a stretch, but not completely out of the question in the Eastern Conference.
It's really hard to find fault with anything he's doing this quarter, at least at the offensive end.
The Bulls leading by 3. 1:58 left in the first quarter. Got it. Good job in the low post.
It's going to be tough for the defense today. If he's got his A game rolling here tonight, we'll see.
Knight with it. And Curry picks him up defensively. And so he earns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2. Not a lot of people thought, Steve, that Chicago had a chance last year to do much when Derrick Rose went down, but they stuck with it and ended up in the playoffs nonetheless.
And they didn't just make the playoffs. They had home court advantage in the first round as well.
Looking at who's out there now for the Bucks. John Henson's checked in for Sanders. Chris Middleton comes in for Ilyasova. And Antetokounmpo's checked in for Parker. And Walters checks in for O.J. Mayo. Durant for 3. And again, it's the Bulls from deep.
Unfortunately for the Bulls, home court advantage really didn't do much for them as they dropped their first 2 games at home and were bounced in the first round. Another example of why home court advantage is desired, but it doesn't necessarily guarantee anything in the playoffs. Matchups drive results.
And Milwaukee has possession, following the three from Kevin Durant. They set the pick, and Durant comes to help. Here's Henson. Tries yet again. Shot's good by Middleton.
Here it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great position inside.
Yeah, getting the ball into the post should be their first option every time down. Force the defense to adapt and adjust. Well, the Bulls ran into a solid Wizards team and lost in the first round of the playoffs. It looked to me like they might have been worn down. And I think a healthy Bulls team with a little more depth is definitely a threat to go deeper this season. Seems like they're on their heels every time defensively because the ball continues to go into the post.
Well, if they don't pick up the aggression, things are only going to get worse.
There's 37 seconds left here in the opening quarter. And the shot is good.
Yeah, both teams are scoring well, but there hasn't been much defensive resistance either.
Butler from outside. And that one's good. Butler's got 5 now.
They're going back to the three-point shot over and over and over.
That was the 9th straight point from behind the arc, Clark. It feels like they're finding the holes in this defense.
Now, here is Knight. 10 points for him. Henson dishes to Knight. There's the pass to Middleton. 6 to shoot. Knight with it. Can't cash in from close range. From outside the arc, and Durant gets it to go. The assist by Love. And it's 9 points for Kevin Durant.
Boy, has there been any defense played yet in this game?
Nope, this game has been all about rapid-fire offense early.
No shortage of scoring here at the end of the first quarter. It's Chicago. They're up by 9. Stay with us as we get set to bring you the second quarter right after this. Welcome back, everyone. A lopsided first quarter in the books already as we start the second quarter. And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for Chicago.
Now, they didn't waste any time getting into a groove out there. They're dialed in from long range.
Also, what passing we've seen from them here early. I mean, there could be a big number in the assist column if this keeps up.
On the court right now, second quarter for the Bulls. We've got Russell Westbrook. LeBron James is out there with Durant. Then there's Stephen Curry. And it's Love in at the 5, down low.
Larry Sanders, mostly an at-the-rim finisher to this point in his career. He can complete plays off pick and rolls. His explosiveness, his length, I think really allows him to throw it down over the top of defenders.
And here is Marshall after the three-pointer from Stephen Curry. Here is Bayless. He's covered by Westbrook. Good.
They're taking so many shots down there, and they're knocking them down. Really good looks in the paint.
No doubt the offensive philosophy today, pound that thing inside.
James with the bucket.
Might as well just take it into his own hands and make that big lead even bigger.
And Milwaukee calls their first time out of the game. Ilyasova, he's checked in for Milwaukee. Joakim Noah, he's checked in for Chicago. Griffin comes in for Kevin Durant. Ilyasova is screen on Westbrook. To the right side. Plenty of space. Ilyasova can't hit.
Not really necessary with nobody on you. I mean, why put yourself off balance on that shot when you're wide open?
And that one's good. James.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the three-point line. That's 4 of the last 5. You got to run those guys off the line.
I agree, and the defense is practically giving them those shots, though.
Now here's Parker. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. And Ilyasova kicks to Parker. Milwaukee, no good that time either.
Couldn't get that three-pointer to fall. Trying to respond.
Here's Curry. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2.
Well, Steph Curry, of course, deadly from outside the arc. But last season, he tried to improve his ability to get to the rim. In fact, he significantly increased his points in the paint last year.
And he makes both free throws. And for Curry improving his driving ability, he already had the handles, but he tried to work on his strength to ward off contact.
And Kevin, you know, film study is also playing a role in that progression and development. And he not only improved his finishing ability inside, he also got to the line more often, a result of being more confident in his strength.
That's good.
Very effective screen to set up the jumper. That was the key to that play.
Chicago leading by 13. Now let's go to Doris Burke. Doris?
Gentlemen, a close partnership between Bulls coach Tom Thibodeau and center Joakim Noah. Noah said, quote, "The way each of us sees the game can be totally different, but he'll fight anybody to win, and I will too." Noah says Thibodeau's changed too, adding, "He's opened up a lot more, asking how we're doing, what we're thinking." Kevin?
They're really the backbone of that team. Thanks, Doris. Well, Chicago's gone 2 of 4 from three-point range so far in the second quarter. And he gets it to go. Curry's got 13.
Excellent ball movement there, guys.
Yeah, I think that's what's keyed this run, Clark, because they're keeping the ball moving. Defense hasn't been able to set up.
And Sanders throws it down.
He is one guy you do not stand in the way of when he decides to attack the rim.
And the first timeout of the game called for Chicago.
Kendall Marshall has good size at the point guard position. I list him at 6'4 plus, and he really is an excellent passer. Great vision. Throughout his time in college and his short time in the NBA, he's averaged more assists than points.
Here's what Milwaukee's going with right now. Chris Middleton's checked in for Parker. Mayo comes in for Jared Bayless. And Walters checks in for Kendall Marshall.
He's a big reason why they have the lead right now. He's made all of his field goal attempts thus far and remains hot from the floor.
And Kendall Marshall, a good assist-to-turnover ratio, but his lack of mobility, I think, continues to hurt him defensively.
Well, he's probably never going to be great at that end of the floor just because he doesn't have the foot speed you need to stay in front of people. But he's very smart. He relies on his savvy and his positioning. And all in all, you know, a very good season last year for the Lakers.
Milwaukee with the ball. After the three-pointer from Stephen Curry. Curry with the steal. And it's Chicago scoring again.
Well, there you go. One team operating on all cylinders at either end, steals, fast break buckets, and the other team scrambling to find its game.
Yeah, they've done a great job causing havoc and then taking advantage in transition offensively.
Here's Walters. Following the basket by Stephen Curry. And Walters kicks to Mayo. Pulls up on the wing, and he gets it to go. There's 38 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. Out of bounds, Milwaukee takes possession. John Henson's checked in for Milwaukee. Antetokounmpo comes in for Ilyasova. The Bulls also changing it up. Dirk Nowitzki, he's checked in for Noah. Love comes in for Blake Griffin. And Kevin Durant is subbed in for LeBron. Now here's Mayo from 12 feet out. And he hits the jump shot. Mayo's got 4 points this quarter. The Bulls leading by 14. From deep three-point range, Curry can't get it to go.
It's like he's just trying to showcase his range, but he could probably get a better shot in that possession.
Yeah, he sure could. It doesn't do you any good if you miss it from that deep.
That's a 2 from Butler. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Dirk Nowitzki. That's 7 points for Butler. And through the first half, a pretty lopsided affair. Bulls lead by 16. And time now to go courtside as we send you over to Doris Burke from the sideline. Doris?
Yes, Kevin, I'm here.